Hey everyone, so we are back with our weekly podcast. Today we have a very special guest. I have Jason Allen, who used to play for the Miami Dolphins, one of my favorite, well, not one of my most favorite team. But he is starting a new initiative here in Georgia that we're really excited about. We're partnering with him on, and I wanted him to come on and kind of talk to us about it. So, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing absolutely phenomenal, man. Thank you for the opportunity to come on your podcast and share some of my thoughts on some of the things that we're doing in the community.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we met about a month ago at an event for ex offenders, a new rehabilitation center, and we kind of connected from that time. And I think our perspectives are so much. But tell everybody about Global Kingdom Academy and where it's going to be, what is the vision for it. Just give us some information about it.
Yeah, so Global Kingdom Academy, or GKA for short, it'll be located in South Fulton. It's going to be a private, faith-based Christian boarding school. And this first school that we're doing is going to house 50 young men from the ages 12 to 18. And our main target will be the young men that who kind of got caught up in the judicial system, who have nonviolent crimes, and they're kind of getting in trouble. And it's going to give them a new challenge in school, outside of the traditional way of learning and the traditional exposures that are there before these young men. So, well, and that's going to be our main target, but it's also available for young men who are just looking for a different challenge in life, and the traditional education system doesn't necessarily fit them. So we'll have the young men will be able to get their high school diploma, and then at the same time they'll be able to learn a trade, different trades that we'll have. To list a few, we have things like scuba diving. We're looking forward to building relationships with Georgia Sea Aquarium, where they'll learn how to scuba dive on campus, and then be able to do an intern at Georgia Sea Aquarium and get certified to be to clean the tanks out and things of that nature at Georgia Sea Aquarium. They'll be able to learn automotive, HVAC, electrical, plumbing, nurse assisting, so many different trades and things that they'll be able to do while earning their high school diploma as well.
That is amazing. I mean, I know you talked about the trades when we met before, but I didn't know you guys were working on a partnership with Georgia Sea Aquarium. That's amazing.
Yeah, my wife and I, we just had a meeting actually a few days ago, and um, the curriculum is already in place. We're just going to implement it into the school, and we just want to expose these young men to as many opportunity as possible. Because I think in the traditional educational system, is that you go to high school, and then you go to college, and
Right.
college is not for everyone. And statistics shows people who learn a trade is just successful, or if not more successful, individuals go to four-year college. And what I've seen to learn is individuals who, whether they play college football or basketball, played a sport, or just went to college, and they ask me, okay, what do I do next? And that doesn't make sense to me. And that baffles me for someone to be able to go to college for 4 years and don't know what to do. Or they go to college and they're a manager at a T-Mobile store.
Right.
You know, college is it's not necessary for that. And so now you put yourself in debt, or let's say 75 to $100,000. But now you got to pay that money back, where you could have learned to trade and got certified, and was able to do everything that you had to do within a 9 to 12 months period of time.
So let me ask you a question. This is one of the big questions. What motivates you to want to do this? Like, what motivates you to want to step into this arena?
Well, it was a vision that God has given my wife and I, and our passion has always been dealing with the next generation, the youth. And so to be able to go and plant seeds, and this is what it truly means to be fruitful and multiply. So we just plant seeds and pass it on to the next generation, that they go on and pass it on to the next generation. And a mindset that begins to change at Global Kingdom Academy. Our logo is, or our motto is that, kingdom thinking bring forth kingdom living. So
Absolutely.
we get them their mind to think, to serve each other, serve the neighborhood, serve the community. And it's not about a self-driven I, me, and then now they're gonna go out, and that will become their life. And so we just want to make sure that we implement that in their minds and the way that they live their life from here on out.
And it's and one of the things actually I just did a podcast yesterday with someone, and it was from Delta, the Delta version, the Delta chapter from Marietta, so from Cobb County, and they drafted a report about how most of the kids who are in school that are getting suspended or expelled are African Americans. So I'm going to use Gwinnett County as an example. Gwinnett County, African Americans make up 29.2% of the registration in Gwinnett County, but 49.1% of this of the suspensions and expulsions, right? And I found that to be really interesting because we look at the criminal justice system and we say that it's unfair most of the time to people who are minorities, right? But it doesn't just start when they get into the adult system. It's something that's literally like starting while they're in school, middle school, high school, and like, what is it that you think is the reason for that? Like, why do you think the reason that the system seems to be so lopsided?
Well, I think exposure, and it becomes generational. So their parents only knew how to love them or give them what they had,
Right.
and so on. So it's a mentality that has become, it's just reproducing itself. So what we want to do is uproot those seeds that have been planted in them, and then plant new seeds, a new way of thinking, expose them to new things. And typically, once you get in the system, it's hard to get out the system because now you become that target.
Right.
And it's the truth of the matter, the way the system is set up. And it's like you do one thing and now you're on the radar. They're looking for you in every aspect. If you say something wrong, or if if you walk on the wrong side of the road, now you become that target. So and ultimately, as well, one of the main goals we want to accomplish well as individuals throughout the Southeast region, as they come to our school, once they have completed their diploma and are working, established, and they learn these different financial literacy tools that we're going to teach them at the school, we want to go back to the judges and get all of the nonviolent crimes expunged, because it's truly not fair for the individual to be in let's say, late 20s, early 30s, and have a record, a criminal record for something they did when they was 14, 15 years old. And, we all made mistakes throughout the years, and, especially at that age. So if we can get those charges expunged and removed from their record, I think will be beautiful for the young men as well.
And let's talk about that. I remember us sitting down and you talked about teaching them about financial literacy, teaching them about how to build credit. Talk about some of those programs and why you feel like it's so important that we have to educate our children on those different platforms.
Well, I think in our communities, in the minority communities, for the most part, we're not taught how to establish credit. We're not taught how to write a check. We're not taught about the things or the importance, and how important it is, I was saying, for us to be able to establish credit. And, a lot of times as athletes, we get a lot of cash, we get a lot of money, and, we don't even have credit.
Right.
So, in just teaching that it's okay to allow, you invest your money somewhere else, but use the bank money. And it's there for you. Now you have a high credit score, and you got that established with a low interest rate, you can do multiple things instead of using your money. And, just different things of that nature there that we want to implement and teach these young men the basics of, establishing credit and how important it is, and how to budget their money, how to save their money, and things of that nature.
So, one of the things that I like so much about the program, so the program is going to be a year program, right?
Well, actually, the program is going to be an individual can go through it from beginning until they graduate, they get the diploma. We understand that young men will be coming all over the Southeast region. We want to create those relationships with the judicial system. And instead of sending them to let's say to a program or to the detention center, they'll send them to our school, and they'll be there until they graduate. So they'll live on campus. They'll take care of the facility. The young men they'll under the guidance of supervision of an adult. They'll be cooking, they'll be cleaning, taking care of the landscaping, and things of that nature as well. So I think it's very vital for them for those seeds and this way of thinking, this new life that we want to present to them, expose them to, that it gets embedded into them. And I think a lot of times that the timing component is not enough. We want to do it
Right.
for a few months, then send them back out there to the wolves, and the mindset hasn't fully changed yet. So I think it's very vital for that we go out and really embed these seeds into them. Now it becomes who they are. Because if we don't take them out of their environment and change their way of thinking, they'll go back to the same environment, doing the same thing, and they'll reproduce the same results.
And I love the fact that you keep pointing to planting seeds, right? I think that's extremely important. I think that's one of the biggest things that we have a lot of programs out here that are here to help rehabilitate people, but not many that are kingdom minded. And if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I know you know what I mean, but for our viewers, if you know what I mean, like that is geared around the fact of, I mean, the ultimate sacrifice of love that Jesus did for us. I mean, that's the most crucial thing, and we have to. I think you and I agree on this, but we have to get to a point where we're giving people second chances, but at the same time, we're preventing them from needing a second chance, if that makes sense.
Yes, definitely. And so, from a biblical perspective, it talks about every seed must reproduce after its own kind. So
Right.
that's just not talking about fruits and vegetables. It's also talking from the perspective of us. So if those seeds are of robbing, stealing, killing, and those things are embedded in you. If you saw your parents doing that, then you're going to reproduce after your like kind. So what we want to do is uproot those seeds and expose them to and plant new seeds in them. But if we don't take it from the ground, from the root of it, and dig it up, and a lot of times from the root of it is the lack of love that's been given to these young men, the lack of hope, the lack of trust, and just a lot of components that are lacking that we have to uproot, identify it, uproot it, and then plant new seeds that's going to bring forth a harvest that the world can go out and see. And so they come from a place of being a menace to society. Now they're looked at as being an asset to society because of the fruits that they're producing in their lives.
And this school should be opening, you say, by when?
August 2022.
Okay, but you guys, and just so the people know, the school is already in the process of being built, correct? Well, it's not being built, but being renovated now.
Yes, yes. So we're actually in the process of putting a new roof on now. We're doing some tearing down some walls down and doing some demo. We want it to be a state of the art. We want to have and show uh, the young men what it is to work from a spirit of excellence. So if we're going to um, require that, we have to show that first. So once they get there on campus, we want to make sure it's state of the art, the best computers, the best media room for them, the best green rooms, the best dorm rooms, not just something just put together. We want them to know that they're appreciated and they do deserve these best things. And it's like investment. I spoke actually at the conference that we went to and when we met. What I spoke about is an investment. No one ever invests in something or someone that they don't believe in. And so we truly believe in these young men. So we're gonna put the house up for these young men, and because we truly do believe in them, and we don't want to give them something like second handouts, or give them some type of rundown furniture or some type of rundown computer. We want them to have the best of the best. So now, once again, they're exposed to these type of things. So now they know what to expect once they leave the school as well.
Yeah, and that's important. I mean, I love the fact that you say that. Like again, you're teaching them a spirit. You're doing it in the spirit of excellency because you want to teach them how to work in the spirit of excellency, and I think that's amazing. So the program it'll be for men, and you're going to be housing about 50, correct?
Yeah, this first school here will house 50 young men from the ages 12 to 18. So basically, from the grades from typically 7th to 12th grade, and they'll be all in different school levels. So each individual will have their own laptop, their own computer, and they'll do their school online. But then there'll be life coaches inside of each classroom to help each individual as they're doing proceeding with their daily school activities.
Okay. And anything else you want people to know? I know that, and I want to put this out there too, that for those who want to go out and check this out, and we'll put this link on the bottom, and you can go to globalkingdomacademy.org. And you guys have like a whole tour that people can take now to see how the building is going to be laid out, to see the excellency of how it's going to be. And all the information about the program is already online if people want to go check it out.
Yes, definitely, it's all there, and we're actually adding some things. The scuba diving It was called a training tank that we're putting on the campus as well, uh, for the young men to be able to learn if that's what they choose to do. Our goal is for as each young man leaves the campus, they'll have three different trades underneath their belts where they're certified, whether it be HVAC and plumbing, scuba diving, or let's just say hospital, a nurse assistant. So we want to make sure that they have the different trades. So if push comes to shove, they're certified in three different industries where they can go out and get a job and get hired. But also not just get them hired, but teach them entrepreneurship as well. That
Absolutely.
you don't have to go out and work for someone. We want to teach the business component of it as well. So now after you work for someone for let's say 3 to 5 years, now you can go out and create your own business and come back to the school and hire individuals who who may be in the same program that you were in.
Man, I love it. I love it. I love what you guys are doing. I'm super excited. I'm excited about you guys coming here on October 22nd and on the 23rd. And you got my support 100%, man. Anything that you guys need, let us know. But I appreciate you for coming on today and telling people more about the program. And we're going to make sure that we promote this and make sure that the website gets put out there so people can just learn more about the program before you get started. Any closing words for everybody, Jay?
Yeah, I'm looking forward for everyone coming out on October 22nd. Any questions and comments and concerns, whatever it may be, all those will be answered and taken care of. And we're just thankful for the opportunity and this vision that God has given us to go out into our communities. And this will be the first of many schools for us. And we're just looking for the support of the community because these young men, they're our next generation. And if we can't sow these seeds into them and believe in them, then, you know, I don't know where we're going to be in the next 10, 15 years. And so we just want to take the time and show actions. I think a lot of times in life, we focus so much on the problem, but we don't bring forth action to the solution. So we just want to be solution based driven and allowing these young men to go out and be the men that God has called them to be.
Let me tell you, man, I close it out by saying this. James said it best. He said, "You show me your faith without works, and I'll show you my faith by my works." So
Amen.
you're putting your actions with your mouth, man. I love it. I love it. So I thank you for you and your wife. I mean, I don't want to close it out without giving her the recognition she deserves because I know she does a lot of work behind the scenes. You guys are awesome people, and I appreciate what you guys are trying to do. And thank you for bringing it to the state of Georgia first. And we're going to be here to support it. Please go to his website, you guys. Go check him out, what they got going on. And we look forward to seeing you again, Mr. Allen.
All right. Thank you. See you all soon.
All right, bye.
Escaping of us.
Anything else you want people to know? I know that, and I want to put this out